Diamond OGINNI, currently 2-0, and I train out of the KO gym, this gym 5-star, and the Selby Centre.
Alright, well cheers for giving us a bit of your time today. It's an opportunity to kind of get to know you, which is going to be really nice. So we'll start right from the beginning.
Yes.
In regards to your boxing, talk to me about how you got into boxing. What was your influence?
How I got into boxing? I got into boxing with my cousin, Lambert Agabuzu. He's turning over as well. I got into boxing at 18, so a bit of a late starter. Within 6 months, had my first amateur fight. Reasons I got into boxing, to be honest, I just got into it.
Was it something that kind of happens like outside or in your personal life? Like, right, I kind of need to.
You know what it is? I was born and raised, South London, so I was getting into a bit of trouble and that. I'm from Charlton.
Charlton.
Yeah, I'm from Charlton. Born and raised in South London, so I was getting into a bit of problems and that, and just wanted to,
hanging around with kind of the wrong kind of people and doing the wrong silly stuff that you do when you're kind of a kid.
Yeah, a bit of that. So just got into it, because I could always fight,
Did you do like a little bit of fighting on the streets and like getting into trouble, that sort of thing?
Yeah, you know how it is.
You knew how to kind of handle yourself.
Yeah, so a couple of the older people said, "Oh, you might as well start boxing." So started it with my cousin. He's from Northwest, so you've always lived quite far. But started with my cousin. Which gym? I started at Miguel's in Brixton, where Dylan White and that trained. Had my first amateur fight. I think like 6 months after I started, I won that. Then
it's not that long, really, isn't it? Like for someone that's just kind of started boxing quite late.
Yeah. 6 months they got me out there.
How was that, the first fight?
First fight, I boxed against the boy from Angel. Yeah, first fight was just scrappy. I was just fighting on instinct, really. Yeah.
So there wasn't like any kind of you didn't go in there thinking, right, I'm going to do this. It was literally just a scrap.
That was really it. Yeah, and the memory I had of it was I didn't have no boxing boots at the time. I forgot my boxing boots at the time, so I boxed in my trainers, like Air Force Ones I had. So I boxed in them and I won.
Really amateur kind of level.
Yeah, so then I moved to a couple of other gyms, Stonebridge and Selby Centre.
After you had your first amateur fight, what was the length to the next fight? Was it a quick turnaround, or did you go back and kind of work on a lot of the aspects of your game?
You know what? I've always been in boxing, like training and sparring lots of people. But in terms of my amateur career, I only had 10 fights. I won 7. I was in terms of my amateur career, there was always a lot of breaks. I was always changing gyms or not fully committed to it. So I'm 24 now. I turned pro at 24.
So you got your fight on your birthday, haven't you?
Yeah, May 4th. Yeah, May 4th my birthday, so I'm fighting. So there was always breaks between my amateur career, so I didn't really get a consistent run of fights.
Did that hinder you a little bit, like your progress?
I was always sparring very good people, even as an amateur. Very well-known people. It's like Dongbo, former world champion. I was always sparring good people, but inside the ring is different. Under those lights these are different, and now I've turned pro, and this is my second fight in under a month or something. So I'm just getting a run of it.
So from your amateur days, to turning to pro, how did that kind of come about? Who influenced you to turn pro?
I got a job working as an underground track worker, and John wouldn't even like me saying this, but I had a bit of a problem at work, and I got into a fight after work with a fellow colleague. I got into a fight and I knocked him out. Then obviously I got called in the office at work thinking I'm gonna get in trouble. Then the head of health and safety, John Camp, he was like, I saw the TV of you fighting. Do you box? I was like, yeah, I do a little bit of boxing here and there. Then that's how it all kicked off.
That's a random kind of story. You wouldn't kind of think of it. Most people still haven't. If you have knock someone out at work, it's
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get sacked. That's why I
I
got called in the office. But then so it was kind of so from there, just because like before that I didn't really know how to the process of switching pro. Didn't I was just kind of lingering, thinking of what to do. I was really on the verge of quitting maybe, but then sudden change of events. And that happened.
Was it you didn't have the right people around you to guide you maybe?
That's exactly the reason. Yeah, the right people. And whereas I was always changing gym, I didn't build a foundation. So it was kind of just like, who do I talk to? Where do I go?
When you obviously you met John, who's obviously trains you now, so shout out to John. And we'll go have a chat with him in a bit. But tell us a little bit about your and John's relationship.
Yeah, he works with me. He's head of health and safety. He's more in the office though. He's more in the office. I'm more like working on track. Yeah, he's a good relationship. No complaints about him.
He speaks so highly of you.
You know what? He's been a very good help. Rare to find people like him that actually help you out with the goodness of their heart, not like they expect something.
When the first time I spoke with him, he just he had so much praise for you, and he just wanted to kind of like see you succeed. He knows you had a bit like hard times and had a bit of a rough ride, and it's so nice to hear. And
the relationship goes past boxing, so it's always good.
I mean that must be good. It's like you more than just coach and
of course,
like friends, close friends.
Yeah.
And he must guide you in the right place, which is probably what
of course. Yeah, he's old enough to be my dad, so he gives me advice about life, moral support. Yeah.
Let's talk about like the first professional fight. So when you found out, right, okay, you got after you've done all your medicals and what have you, and you got your license and you had to fight. How was that? Like, right, okay, my first fight then.
I was excited. It was on an MTK show, November 17th. Yeah.
I remember watching it actually.
Yeah.
I watched it,
yeah, November 17th. It was. I was nervous. I was more excited, than nervous, but I was a bit nervous.
And the build up to the week, was it kind of, and you did, and anxiety, or was it pure like, I just want to get in that ring and I want to
like because I got like 2 months notice, so I was kind of waiting around, but nearer the time it was just like, I want to get this over and done with, because it's near the end of the year. I'm looking forward to Christmas, so I'm just like, I want to get this over and done with.
And the first re-walk, what was that like? You literally, like say, 5 minutes. When you got the knock on the door, you ready? What was that like?
It was just like finally, because I never fought because like there's a saying of a lot can change in a year.
Yeah.
So literally a year before that, I was really not really doing it. In terms of boxing, it was just like I wasn't getting fights as an amateur. I was there. So when that changed like that, and the first ring walk was quite good.
What was your song? The music?
Song? It was a rapper called Tiny Boost.
Yeah. Why did you choose that song?
I just like the song. Yeah, it's a rapper called
I know
Tiny
sometimes
Boost.
like fighters have a particular song for reasons and what.
That just pumped me up. Yeah.
Kind of got you psyched up, ready for the first fight.
Yeah, just pumped me up.
When you got in the ring for the first time and your name was announced, was it like, at what point were you like, you're blocking everything out and you kind of switched on to the fight?
As soon as the ref said, seconds out, first round, my body was just like, oh shit, like, oh sorry about that. It's just like, I'm actually here now, because before that it's just like, okay, when am I gonna fight? Then when he said that, I was like, oh, I'm actually here now. Like, and he's just across the ring looking at me, so I'm like, like, no turning back now.
What was John's like kind of final words before the bell to you? Can you remember that?
He just said, go out there and enjoy yourself. He just said, go out there and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I remember watching, you looked like you'd been in there before, because it was like a bit of a smile on your face and what have you.
I was smiling throughout the whole ring walk. I was just excited, to finally, be there, because, not many people like can turn pro, or so I'm just like, finally, it's here, isn't it?
And obviously you've had 2 fights now. There's a lot. You've received a lot of praise from the guys I've been speaking to today. What do you want to happen this year? Obviously, you know, you're still learning.
Yeah.
How many fights ideally would you like, or have you and John's kind of spoke about that?
Briefly, well, I'm out May 4th, which is my birthday, and then after I should be out on July, mid or late.
Whereabouts is that?
Not sure yet.
Okay. So
Yeah, but had a rough, conversation with my manager, and he said I should be out in July, then hopefully get one more.
Yeah.
So that would be 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 before the end of the year. Hopefully, last bout at the end of the year, I'd like a 6-rounder. So.
And then hopefully, like 2020, at some point, you probably want to like kind of think about maybe some Southern area titles.
Of course, yeah. As soon as I get my learning stage, done and dusted, then yeah, I'm going for whichever really, yeah, whichever comes, and I'm going for it.
Let's talk a bit, outside of boxing. Obviously, you work. John was just saying what you do. You have to get like buses and trains to it. It just shows how dedicated you were. But how do you relax outside of boxing? What do you do?
Outside of boxing, I don't do no other sports really. I'm just, I'm always, training. I train like 6 days a week. So it's either I'm training or sleeping or working really. But I do get time, to myself, but I'm more of a, stay-at-home person.
Yeah. Do you watch much boxing on TV?
Yeah.
Is there any fighter that you look up or like watching?
The fighters I like to watch are Terence Crawford. I like old school fighters, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, of course. And yeah.
To talk Terence Crawford, obviously he's fighting Amir Khan. What do you make of that, and what do you think's going to happen there?
I think Terence Crawford by knockout. Middle rounds, yeah.
It's a great fight. I hope that obviously Amir does it for British, so I want him to do it. But Terence Crawford's pretty special.
Yeah, you can't be in a British fight, but Crawford is he's on another level, I think.
In regards to like British fighters, what British fighters stand out to you? And is there any particular one that in the next couple of years you like? Why am I scrapping?
British fighters. I'm sparring a lot of the UK like fighters from featherweight to lightweight really. So ones that stand out, the ones that do British fighters. None I really learn from. Like, obviously you learn, from everybody in sparring, but when I look at them, there's none that, I really. And to be honest, after I get through my learning stage, anybody, really, anybody who's
a contender then, don't they?
Anybody who's got what I want, I'm going for really.
No, absolutely. Well, listen, we've done nearly 15 minutes, so it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. And obviously, we're going to go and follow your journey. But before we go, let's do you want to shout out to your sponsors, social media, and anyone that you want to kind of thank? Yeah,
I want to shout out my trainer, John Camp, and my former amateur trainer, Paolo, from the Selby Centre, and sponsors, Mawson, and shout out to Jed Mason in Manchester. He's helped me through my journey, and he's the first, sponsor.
He's really really helped you out, which is it's really nice because obviously boxers need that support, financial support, because of the training. It's not cheap. People probably don't realise.
Nah, it's not.
Like the ticket selling and stuff. It's not just you're doing it for fun. You need that,
Yeah, it's a business, of course.
Social media. How can people follow you on social media?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Flawless Diamond 44. And on Snapchat, Bad Boy D4.
People can contact you directly for tickets on your Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Just one thing, how did you get your nickname?
Flawless Diamond. As you can see, I was doing some sparring earlier.
I saw. I couldn't film, but I just want you to say it on camera.
Flawless, because I strive, for perfection. I strive, for. Every detail, I want it, to be flawless. Footwork, my punching power, speed, head movement, everything. So I strive for, flawlessness.
Well, listen, thanks so much for giving some of your time. Honestly, we're going to be there to kind of follow your journey.
I appreciate that.
Good luck on May, and hopefully we'll see you out soon.
Of course.
So thanks.
I appreciate it.